Good morning, this is Kasturi Day. Today I'm going to continue with the discussion of the question answer of water chapter according to ICSE syllabus class 8. So I'll start today with the study questions, and before that I have discussed in my last video of this water chapter question answer series. I was discussing about the objective type questions. Okay. So I'm starting with the study questions. First, name the four main sources of water: oceans and lakes, oceans and seas, rivers and lakes, springs and wells, and rainwater. Then state the importance of water cycle in nature. Water cycle helps in regulating the climate of the earth, and it also makes water available in the various forms on the earth. Now, why is water very precious for all living beings? It's very precious for the existence of life. It is called the source of life, as life on earth began in water, and no living being can exist without water. Okay, it forms a large part of the body mass of all the living beings. We know that our body is also made up of water. So, large body mass of all the living beings is a water. Then it provides a liquid medium in which all the reactions within the living body takes place, as water has the ability to dissolve a number of substances. We know it's an universal solvent. So it provides a liquid medium in which all the reactions within the living body that takes place. Then even fruits and vegetables also contain water. Even dry looking substances, okay, like nuts, they also contain some amount of water. Now name the two gases from which water is formed. Okay. What is the chemical composition of the two gases in water? First is the two gases are hydrogen and oxygen, which are the constituents of water, and the chemical composition is hydrogen and oxygen are in the ratio of 1:8 by mass and 2:1 by volume, and molecular formula is H2O. Okay. Now, what is the effect of boiling point of water when pressure is increased? When pressure is increased, boiling point also increases. And when an impurity is added, then boiling point increases. Now, give reasons why water is used as a cooling agent. Water has a high specific heat capacity. Therefore, water neither heats up nor cools down quickly. It has a very high specific is added, specific heat capacity, and therefore water neither cools down very quickly or neither heats up very quickly. So this property makes the water as an excellent cooling agent. Okay, that's why it is used as an excellent cooling cooling agent. It can be used like, okay. And then water pipes burst in severe winters. Why? Water freezes at 0 degree. When water freezes at 0 degree centigrade, its volume increases and density decreases. So when water inside the pipe freezes, its volume increases and the pipe bursts during the severe winters. It is difficult to cook in hills as compared to the plains. In the hills, atmospheric pressure is lower down in the plains, and therefore BP of the water in the hills decreases, and that is why it takes a longer time to cook in the hilly areas. Okay, so what happens when we go up in the hills, the atmospheric pressure there is lower, and therefore what happens? The boiling point decreases, and therefore the substance which we are cooking, that does not cook properly. Okay. And so what do? We use pressure cookers, or we add some impurities to it to increase the boiling point, or we can say when the pressure is increased, the boiling point will increase. Okay. Then ice floats on water. When ice has a lower density as compared to water, okay, because we know when water freezes at 0 degree centigrade, its volume expands and density decreases. Okay, and water has the maximum density at 4 degree centigrade. That is what happens. It floats in water. Okay, 4 degrees centigrade, it's maximum. But when it is lower than that, that is when it is towards 0 degrees centigrade, when it is freezed, ice as water is freezed, then its density decreases, and therefore it helps the ice to float on water. Then seawater does not freeze at 0 degrees centigrade because it contains impurities which are dissolved in the seawater. Okay, and that increases its freezing point. It does not freeze at 0 degrees centigrade. Then silica gel pouches, okay, are kept in unused water bodies because these gel pouches absorb moisture from the things and then keep them dry, and therefore they are often kept in unused water bottles to keep them dry. Then silica gel pouches are because they are hygroscopic substances, that is, they absorb moisture from the air, from the things surrounding it, but it will not dissolve in it. So that is the property of the silica gel, that is, it is a hygroscopic substance. Then table salt becomes moist during the rainy season. Table salt itself is not deliquescent, but because it is sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is not deliquescent substance, but it contains impurities of magnesium chloride and calcium chloride. They are deliquescent substances, and they will absorb moisture from the air, from the atmosphere, and that will change them into liquid, okay, form solution. On opening a bottle of a cold drink, a fizz sound is heard. Why it is so? Because in a cold drink there is dissolved carbon dioxide which is under pressure, and when the bottle is opened, it releases the pressure, and the carbon dioxide, excess of carbon dioxide which is dissolved in it, will rush out of the bottle, and this will produce a fizz sound. And dissolved gases, then slowly we will see some bubbles coming out of the drink. Then alcohol is mixed with water and is used in car radiators. When alcohol is mixed with water, it lowers the freezing point of the water. This water, when used in car radiators, prevents it from freezing in the cold weather. Okay. So alcohol, when it is mixed with water, it will lower the freezing point. Okay, and when it is used in the car radiators, it prevents it from freezing. Then iceberg floats on ocean water because iceberg has a lower density than water. Due to this anomalous behavior of water, ice has a larger volume and less density than water, and that's why it can float on water. Then carbonated drinks are bottled under high pressure. So because the solubility of carbon dioxide increases, that is, carbon dioxide can dissolve in water when the pressure is increased. Okay. How does anomalous expansion of water help the aquatic animals in colder climate? The anomalous expansion of water helps aquatic organisms in the cold climate by when the temperature falls. See, when the temperature falls in the cold climate, when the atmosphere is cold and the temperature falls, what happens? The water on the surface of the lake, that initially cools and contracts. Okay, now that becomes heavier, and what will happen? It will sink. Okay, and again the surface layer will become cold due to the absorption of cold air from the atmosphere, because it is in contact with the cold atmosphere. So that layer again will cool down, and it will become heavier, and it will again sink down. Okay, till the temperature reaches 4 degrees centigrade. There, what will happen? The maximum density will be there, and of the water will be there, and then below that, when the temperature falls below 4 degrees centigrade, the surface water expands and it becomes lighter due to this anomalous expansion. Okay, and on further cooling, when it will further, that's 3, 2, 1, 0, then it will what happen? That upper layer, that surface layer will freeze. Okay, and it will expand, and it will have a lesser density, and it will float on the surface of the lower layers of water. Okay, and as ice is a poor conductor of heat and it will act as a blanket, and it will protect the bottom layers of water from the cold air to go in. Okay, from the above. So fish and other living organisms, they can stay there, live during winter even though there is any ice at the surface. As the temperature dips further, the thickness of the surface of the ice increase. Okay. Now explain the following terms. First is solution. It is a homogeneous mixture of two or more substances whose composition can be varied. Example, salt solution. Okay, solution is a homogeneous mixture in which two or more substances whose composition may be varied. Okay, like 1 glass of water, you can add 1 spoon of salt and that will also dissolve. That is also a homogeneous solution. And if we mix 2 spoons of salt and 1 glass of water, and that is also a or rather half glass of water and 2 spoons of the salt, that is also a homogeneous solution. So solution is a homogeneous mixture of 2 or more substances whose composition can be varied. Okay, it is a substance. Solute is a substance that dissolves in other substance. Solute, that is the salt, is the solute. In the salt solution, the salt is the solute, and the solvent is the water in which the salt is dissolving. So water in the salt solution is the solvent. Okay. Next, what do you mean by unsaturated, saturated and supersaturated solution? A solution in which more of the solute can be dissolved at a given temperature, that will be an unsaturated solution. Okay. Then a solution that cannot dissolve any more solute at a given temperature, that will be a saturated solution. Okay, and a solution in which a saturated solution that contains more solute and that it can hold at room temperature. At room temperature, how much the solute can hold it in a saturated solution, that is a supersaturated solution. Okay, so I'll stop here. I'll continue with the rest of the question answers in my next video. Please go through this. If you have any doubt, please do let me know. Do write in the comment box and share with your friends. And do press the like button and also do subscribe to get the notification of my next video. Please, I request you to please do subscribe so that I can produce you some good videos for you. Okay, and you can also give suggestions to improve my videos, but do subscribe it. I'm lacking of subscription. Please do subscribe. Okay, thank you for watching. Have a good day.